My name is Duddits and I'm building stuff. I've got an absolutely insane machine gun to show you today and an absolutely perfect rule. I'm talking about the corrective measure, and this rule paired up with the origin trait will let you just spam your bullets left, right and centre, literally fire infinitely and get loads of super energy, and on top of that do loads and loads of damage. On top of that as well, I'm going to show you some seasonal artifact perks that will give you loads and loads of damage resistance so you can stand and face tank bosses, get instant reloads, never have to reload this machine gun, loads of damage, and you can just stand there and spray and play. So stay with me, I'll break this roll down, it's absolutely insane. The weapon is the corrective measure. You get this from the Vault of Glass, aggressive frame, void, 600 rounds per minute. The rule I went for is rewind rounds. When this weapon's magazine is empty, more effectively refills from reserves based on the number of hits. And I've also put killing tally on there. Both of these are the enhanced version. Now, killing tally, final blows increase this weapon's damage until it's stirred or reloaded. It improves the magazine size. Killing tally goes up 10, 20, 30% per stack. So up to 30% damage increase as long as you don't stow it. Now these two pair perfectly with the origin trait time lost magazine. What this states, final blows with this weapon grant bonus super energy. That's pretty good, it's really good, it's a little bit like fresh, just a really nice added bonus. But the main part of it is the next bit. When your super expires, this weapon's magazine size is doubled for a long duration and it reloads from reserves. So I'm just going to focus on this just for now. So you can empty your magazine, just like so. Obviously, I'm just doing it for examples. I'm just spamming it into the ground. Fire your super, and that's going to reload, double your magazine, up to 177, which is absolutely crazy. So it literally doubled my magazine. I had 88 in the magazine. So you'll see there, 88. I'm going to reload, and then it's going to go all the way up to like 170 odd, which is absolutely nuts. So you're doubling your reserves every time you use your super. Now, the thing is with that as well, supers obviously got buffed, a lot of them, and we've got loads of supers, exotics in the game where you could sort of really build into it, but it's not actually a build. I just want to focus on the rule. Just for example, before I get sort of sidetracked, you compare it with Orpheus Rig, you're going to get loads of super energy from the Orpheus Rig, and then you're also going to get loads of super energy from the Time Lost Origin trait. But I don't want to get too sidetracked on builds. I find it really hard not to sort of mention some exotics or some builds. I want to focus purely on the weapon. So you can sort of imagine with Orpheus, you're going to get loads of super energy back. You've got your killing tally going, you've got your rewind rounds. Now what I want to do is just really focus just a little bit on killing tally. Like I said, this is a 30% damage increase. A times 1 stack will get you 10%, a times 2 stack 20%, and then 30%. Now, this pairs perfectly with the time lost magazine because you're going to get loads of super energy, like I said, and you're going to be able to keep that killing tally up infinitely. Really, really good. So you're going to get a pretty much an infinite 30% damage increase without any surges or other exotic armor to take into account. Rewind rounds just adds to that as well, because on top of the time lost magazine, this will kick in as well. So rewind rounds is just absolutely great. It's one of my favourite perks in the game, and one of the reasons why I like it so much is because it's so handy. It will literally just proc when you think you've run out of ammo, and it really does help in certain situations. So 30% damage increase, and on top of that you've got your infinite rewind rounds proccing, and on top of that, in between all that, you're going to get your time lost magazine giving you loads of super, rewind rounds and that proccing at the same time. Gives you pretty much 0 reloads, which gives you killing tally on the fly, 30% damage increase infinitely, and like I said, obviously no reloads. So it's an absolutely perfect rule for me. I love it. I hate reloading. I especially hate reloading rocket launchers and machine guns. The tech's so long, so we're going to negate that. And like I said, the rewind rounds in this clip just alone, just see how handy it is. Just proccing there, look, that enables me to kill that champion. But just the origin trait on its own, just getting refills, is just extremely, extremely handy. So in this clip, I've got a sort of showing you it all working together. I'm going to literally empty my mag, cast my super, instantly refill it. I didn't have too much ammo, but you get where I'm going with it. You'll see there, you can literally keep firing forever. And obviously in this clip I haven't got the killing tally active yet, but in the next few clips you'll see what I'm talking about. Get a few kills, you can have your rewind rounds sort of waiting in the background to proc when needed. You're going to get that 30% damage increase, and you've got your super there waiting. So empty your mag, cast your super, refill it, and when you've even refilled all of that magazine, when you've emptied that magazine, your rewind rounds will kick in as well. So you can literally just spray and play this machine gun. There is a couple of other things to mention. Things like Foe Tracer, for example, just for a bit of extra damage. Mantle of Battle Harmony on a Warlock, you're going to get loads of super energy and an extra damage increase, 25%. And then for a Titan, Actium Warrig, one of my clanmates did a build on this, I will link that. Actium Warrig build on a Titan, but it was Arc, but you can easily switch down to a Void weapon. So that's my rule. There's some other things, if you're still with me and you want to see some other sort of benefits, is obviously this season, the seasonal artifact perk does have some exceptional Void perks. It's things like Volatile Marksman, which we'll go into, but I'm specifically on a Hunter at the moment, which is just proccing my Stylus Executioner, infinitely invisible as well on top of that. So things like Volatile Marksman, Rapid Void Final Precision Hits, and Rapid Void Final Blows will apply volatile rounds. You've got Malign Harvest, where rapidly applying volatile causes you to extend sensitive void damage to create a weakening burst. Them two work perfectly together. You've got Void Flux, defeating weakened targets with a void weapon, applies volatile to nearby targets. So all these working together just on a Hunter, like, is pretty much infinite invisibility with a Stylus Executioner aspect. Plus you've got all that volatile going on, never having to reload, loads of extra damage from your killing tally, loads of extra damage from the volatile explosions and weakening and stuff like that. So all in all, it's a really, really solid rule. I will go over the other rules at the end of the video as well, but this is my pick, just purely for what I like and what I need it for my builds. Another quick thing, do not melee and unstoppable when you've got bolt charge equipped. Just don't do it, it instantly just blows you up. Hold the Line is another one that's really good for machine guns with heavy ordnance regeneration. Hold the Line gives you health on kills with machine guns, and heavy ordnance gives you big stacks of resistance. So you can sort of imagine if you face tanky bosses or champions, them two perks with the time lost magazine and the rewind rounds and the killing tally all sort of working at the same time. You're going to get loads of resist, loads of weakening as well. Really, really good solid roll all round. Redirection is another one I looked at, but Redirection is a really good perk, but just not for machine guns in my opinion, because the max stack you can get with Redirection is times 30, and you'll literally blow that in about 15 shots against the major, so it's not really worth it. Subsistence is a good one. Demo is always solid. I wouldn't suggest Dynamic Sway. Firefly could be very good. Destabilizing rounds, and then finally on the last column we've got Adrenaline Junkie, Demoralize, which is always going to be solid. High Impact Reserves, not really worth it in my opinion. You've got Withering Gaze, One for All, Elemental Honing, and Killing Tally. So there is actually some other good rolls, but like I said, Killing Tally rewind round with a time lost for me is my god rule. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching, have a great day.